Cristina, ¿cómo estás?
I'm doing fine, Johnny. How are you? It's a pleasure being here.
Muy bien, Cristina. Estamos aquí en tu casa nuevamente para tratar de saber un poco más de tu vida y queremos que nos cuentes acerca de ti.
Well, I am 22 years old. I live in Wilson Park, Long Island, and I recently graduated from Hofstra University with top honors in English and history. Currently, I have been accepted to my master's program for creative writing, and I have also begun my own online network marketing business. So things are looking great.
Queremos que nos expliques qué es la vida sin límites.
For me, to live a life without limits actually means to never accept what other people say negatively about you, because the worst thing that people can say is that you can't do something, is that you are not worth what you're doing. And to live without limits is to defy that, to defy definition, to believe that you can do things and do them without worrying about what other people think, what you think of yourself. Just go on and do what you love.
Cuando tú acabaste de llegar a este mundo, no tuviste los privilegios que tienen muchos niños y entonces se dio un cuadro de pronóstico. ¿Qué decían los doctores? ¿Cómo naciste tú y cómo lo superaste?
Well, I was born at the 27th mark of my mother's pregnancy, 27 weeks, and the doctors said first that because of my mom's high blood pressure, they had to cut me out, C-section. So with that, it was already dangerous. I could have been maimed in some way and damaged permanently physically. But the damage that they had seen was with the oxygen. The oxygen I had received was too little, and they said because of that I had become non-responsive, and they said I would be a vegetable. I would do nothing. I would be nothing. I would just live and cease to exist when I died. I would not leave anything behind. And later on, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, which would have made things a lot worse if my parents had accepted it, but they didn't. And I just became who I am because of their persistence and what they helped me do. So yes, it was difficult, but I believe that with them, I was able to live on. I was able to do all that I've done and do more from now on. So there's nothing stopping me. There's nothing going to stop me from here. What they said was right for them, but it wasn't right for us. Neither was it right for me. So whatever they say is a reality. It could have been a reality, but they were wrong in the sense that they didn't account for the human factor. The human factor is what you think of yourself, what others think of you, what they are willing to do for you. So they didn't count the human factor, and that made all the difference.
El proceso fue difícil, los pronósticos no eran favorables, pero aún así tú creciste, ¿no? Creciste como todo el proceso de cada niño y llegaste al college. ¿Qué pasó en el college? ¿Cómo fue? ¿Cómo te adaptaste? ¿Cómo fue el proceso? ¿Qué viviste? ¿Y qué hiciste para superar ese proceso?
Well, everything in college was actually began in high school. So I have to go back there for a moment. High school for me was a shift in attentions because I had recently come out of a program for physical and mental therapy. Physical and educational therapy, not mental. And that program had put me on a level higher than the high schoolers. I was performing excellent with pretty much all A's. The only issue that I had was testing, but that wasn't a problem. And high school was a breeze, but high school was a lot harder than college. College was a straight and a narrow but straight road to what I wanted. I had the first class. I had pretty much a first entry ticket with my application to have the best teachers, the best mentors, and from the beginning, my first professor, my history professor, said, "You don't belong in the regular class." That was something I had never expected, but he said, "You belong in honors." So from there, I became what others had said I wouldn't be, and I became what he saw me as, which was a high performing honors student, taught and mentored by the best, taught and mentored by the top officials of the school, including the dean of the whole school, which was Dr. Vecina. He specifically showed me how to manage all my classes, how to get all the credits, how to put on top of that my activities outside class, and become who I wanted to be, which was just a graduate. But he saw me as more. He saw me as a top performing honor student who would naturally become recognized. So because of that, I was able to have all honors, and thanks to him, I was recommended to one of the top honor societies, I think, Phi Beta Kappa, in May of 2015. So Phi Beta Kappa is a national honor society for all arts, for all liberal arts, and that society was my entry ticket further to complete acceptance for my MFAs. So honors, college and high school made me what I was gonna be. In high school, I didn't want to be honors, but I became honors because of all my persistence and achievement in high school. So that made me possible. That made possible everything I wanted to do.
Sin duda, hemos visto que el proceso es bien complicado, bien difícil, pero lograste salir. Eres un ejemplo para muchas personas que nos están viendo ahora mismo, y que cuando yo veo tu historia pienso en dos personas importantes, dos personas que para ti pueden ser lo que marcaron el principio de tu vida y lo que marcarán el final de tus días en este planeta. ¿Qué significa Evelyn para ti?
Evelyn Cortez is my mother. First of all, she went through everything to have me, went through a lot to make me who I was, who I am, with my physical achievements, with my academic achievements as well. But she most importantly is the motor behind everything I've done. She is the one behind the scenes, making sure that everything is perfect, timely, and more than that, she's my assistant. So I have to be with her 24/7, but it's worth it because I know I'm with someone who's working with me for what I want to achieve, personally and professionally. So I'm very thankful for that.
¿Qué es lo que más amas de Evelyn?
Well, although I didn't acknowledge this before, during high school, during everything that I was doing in college, the one thing that marked me for recognizing her for all that she's done is her sacrifice. She had to endure the same long hours that I did. She had to have all the patience in the world to actually work with me beyond what she was expected to. She had to break all the bounds of decorum sometimes, because in school she was not accepted as an assistant at first, but they had to accept her because otherwise I wouldn't work with anyone else. So she had to break the bounds. She had to break the norms of what people expect, and the sacrifices that she made are uncountable. And I acknowledge that, I respect that, and I love her for that.
Si digo Carlos, Carlos para ti, ¿qué significa? ¿Qué es? Sin embargo, Evelyn estuvo ayudándote en todo el tiempo, fue tu guía, pero Carlos, ¿qué hizo en tu vida? ¿Cómo actuó él y qué es lo más importante?
Well, I could say that he is the muscle behind everything. If my mother is the motor or the guide or whatever you would like to call her, he is the muscle. He is the one who physically takes me everywhere, who puts me in the car getting ready for something, who lifts me up in places that no human being would expect. He, to give you an anecdote, lifted me and carried me 17 steps in Ireland, up a escalator, up a staircase really, to enjoy one single event that was on the rooftop of a bar in Ireland, the Crane Bar. So that motion, that wanting to have me enjoy everything, is what he represents, and moreover, he is the laughter, he is the joy, he's the child, he's the inner child that I would never hope to lose. So that's what he is for me.
Ha llegado donde que quizás muchas personas no llegan, pero que gracias a ti van a darse cuenta de que es un proceso difícil, pero no imposible. Cuando yo te muestro esta imagen, ¿qué significa para ti esta imagen?
Well, to start off, the husky is one of the strongest dogs, toughest dogs in all the world. You have a dog here that will die doing what it loves, and will die and will actually sacrifice life and limb, technically, to achieve the end goal of a race or protect someone it loves, or even serve as a ultimate caregiver for the racers of the Iditarod races, who will be broken limbed but not broken hearted. So these dogs work hard. They are passionate for what they do. They get excited for everything. They do, and they're worth the specific climate that they need. They don't thrive in any environment, and for that reason, I identify really strongly with them, because I didn't grow up in just any environment. I grew up in one of the safest environments, and so did they. But they had their difficulties too. I mean, they live in Alaska, and the cold stays here, so they thrive in the cold. They thrive in difficulty. But so have I. So that's what they mean to me.
Nosotros podemos decir que eres un ejemplo para la sociedad latina, para la sociedad americana, para la sociedad del mundo entero que nos mira y que entiende que esto es más que superación. Esto es perseguir un sueño. Y en el proceso de perseguir tu sueño, tú te ves enfrentando a un reto más en tu vida. No es un reto complicado porque tú amas lo que haces. Pero quiero que me expliques cómo fue, qué universidades aplicaste, cuál te aceptó y qué es lo que está pasando.
Well, I've just been accepted to my MFA programs, my MFA graduate student writing programs, and I applied to the top schools in the nation. Number one in the nation is Iowa University, which I got rejected from for reasons I do not understand, but I don't care. I got accepted to NYU, number 3 in the nation. I got accepted to Sarah Lawrence College, number 5 in the nation, and University of Washington Bothell, number 2 in the nation. So those schools are the best. But I obviously had to choose based on the best opportunity. And the one with the best opportunity for me was Washington, because it's number two, as I said. But more than that, it's a university that encourages diversity with all arts, so you can do everything that you want there. And more than that, it's the hub of creative writing culture. You have everyone there. You have the top stars. You have, it's like Hollywood for the writers. So if you get there, you have a hub for 2 years that can create a movement further for your career. So that's what I wanted. I wanted the best chances. And for me, that was Washington.
Y Washington es la universidad de tus sueños porque estás persiguiendo tus sueños. Y la persona que quiere perseguir sus sueños, obviamente va en donde ellos están. Este sueño, esta pasión, es la escritura. ¿Qué nos puedes decir de la escritura? ¿Por qué nació la escritura? ¿Por qué te gusta escribir? ¿Cuál es tu aspiración como escritora? ¿Y qué es lo que estás haciendo para lograrlo?
Well, as a writer, of course, there are countless hours of work. Countless hours of passion. I wouldn't say work, because if you love what you do, it's not work. It's a career. So, countless hours of passion, but more than that, it's realizing that I might have difficulties physically, but if you have the right tools at your disposal, like I have had, if you had the right help, if you had the right assistance, if you had the right guides, you can do whatever you want. And for me, that's ultimately to become, the dream of this is to become a self-dependent author who lives by writing, and through writing and by writing, and as well as living a life with difficulties, but facing them beyond all odds. Because if we don't face difficulty, we don't have a real life. We have a dream life, and that dream life is not worth living unless you follow your dreams, unless you live according to your dreams. So I would say to people around the internet, around the world, probably watching this, never ever leave your dreams behind, because that's what makes you live.
Si tuvieras que escribir en 2 líneas, ¿qué es la vida? En 2 líneas. ¿Qué escribirías y por qué?
Well, 2 lines. Every poet, every author, every writer has thought about doing that. Every author has its own version, has his or her own version of that. But my version would be absolutely to live with persistence, to live for your dreams, and to live according to what one wants to achieve, and not to live another person's life that has been designed for you, rather than to design a life by you for you. Just like the Constitution says, just like the Declaration of Independence of the United States says, to live for the people, by the people, but rather it's to live a life by you, for you. You are the author of your own story. So that is what they have to embrace.
Ok, Cristina, hemos conocido ya tu casa, tu forma de vida, una forma de vivir sin límites, pese a tantas limitaciones que tiene la vida. Queremos saber cuál es tu mensaje, qué es lo que le quieres decir a la gente que te ve, a la gente que has motivado y a la gente que te está conociendo ahora.
Well, my message for everyone is basically this: to enjoy every moment of your life that you have, and to live it to the maximum, because we are on the highway of potential every minute of our lives. If we don't take if we don't take the potential we have and use it, someone else will use it for us and abuse it in ways that we don't want to be used. So use your potential, dream big, and live your life without limits as always.
Gracias a toda la gente que nos ve. Esto es Dreams TV. Pueden seguirnos en todas las redes sociales que van a estar acá abajo en la descripción. Esta es Cristina Cortés y estamos gustosos de estar en ese canal y hablar mucho más de la superación sin límites.